Actually, so now we are going to start one of our last sessions for today, which is story time. So, is my voice clear to everyone? Great. So what I'm going to do today is going to read you some stories. One of these stories is going to be for younger people, like the four of you. And in all of us sometimes there are very young people. And we all enjoy being a child at times. So for all the older people sitting in front of me, I would just ask you to enjoy these stories like you were a young person. Now, these are books. It's story time. And we have this lovely tradition of reading stories to young people. Do you do that? Do you read stories to young people? Do you? Do you have siblings? छोटे बहन भाई? छोटे बहन भाइयों को कजिन्स को कहानियां कौन सुनाता है? That is sweet. और ये जो ट्रेडिशन है ना, this tradition is actually what makes us become good readers later on. ठीक है? So these are books written for stories and it is a story time book. Enjoy. इसके बाद कोई टेस्ट नहीं होगा. सिर्फ एक टेस्ट होगा और वो ये कि you will have to tell if you like these books or you don't like these books. So all these 5 books, these are meant to be read and enjoyed as stories. And today I have picked up a couple of stories from these books to read to you. Alright. So should I read my first story? But I will only do so if the children tell me to read the story. Do you want to listen to a story? आवाज नहीं आ रही. Yes. That's better. Alright, so the first story I selected is The Thief is Late. Have you ever been late in your life? बहुत दफा? क्या हुआ था? Light नहीं थी? So there was no electricity. You had to wait for the light. Otherwise, na kapde saaf, na nashta, na kuch, because nothing is working. And sometimes, in winters, when there is no electricity, कुछ नजर भी नहीं आ रहा होता कमरे के अंदर, घर के अंदर. अच्छा, बच्चे कभी लेट हुए? किस चीज से लेट हो गए? क्या कर रहे थे? देर से उठते थे? तो देर से सोए भी थे? क्या कर रहे थे? कंप्यूटर पे गेम खेल रहा था. और भी आप लोग कभी लेट हुए किसी काम से? कभी नहीं हुए. ये तो बहुत जबरदस्त हो. और कभी भी नहीं? कोई होमवर्क कभी कुछ लेट नहीं किया? कुछ सोच नहीं आप, है ना? चलिए अब देखते हैं यहाँ क्या हुआ. The thief is late. And who is the thief? When the thief woke up, the time was 7:45 in the morning. And school opened at 8 o'clock. All he had was 15 minutes to get to school. 15 मिनट में स्कूल पहुंच जाते हैं. कपड़े तैयार, ये मुंह हाथ धो के 15 मिनट में स्कूल. वाह. लतीफ इतना तेज नहीं है. So Latif wakes up at 7:45. Look at his face. कैसी शक्ल बना रहे? नजर आ रही है? कोई शक्ल बना सकता है सुबह उठने वाली? अब चले, अगर ये क्लियर नजर नहीं आ रही तो मुझे ये बताइए कि सुबह उठते हुए कैसी शक्ल बनती है? हाँ, बिल्कुल ऐसी. आपकी कैसी बनती है भाई? ये मुझे लग रहा है कि लतीफ के साथ आती है ना? अच्छा. So Latif, when he woke up, it was 7:45, and Latif was going to be late again. Do you think Latif has been late before? How do you know this?
Because you say he gets early.
Yes, The word again, it tells you पहले भी हो चुका है. So what is he going to do? He gets out of bed and he wore his uniform and picked up his school bag. So look at him, he's wearing his uniform now. You know? Can you see him? Yes, look at him wearing his uniform and he's going to pick up his school bag. And what happens next? Latif's mother handed him a sandwich. Now look at him. Look at mom. Does she look like she's in a hurry? You know? Pick up, get the sandwich. Before you go to school, I don't want you to go to school and with an empty stomach. कभी आए नाश्ते के बगैर स्कूल? This is bad. नाश्ते के बगैर स्कूल कौन कौन जाता है? जरा हाथ खड़े करें. कभी कभी वाले भी हाथ खड़े करें. जिसने एक दफा भी नाश्ते के बगैर स्कूल अटेंड किया हाथ खड़ा करें. कैसा लगता है पहला लेसन? कोई नहीं होता. ब्रेक तक क्या हशर हो चुका होता है पेट का? ब्रेक तक आराम से आ जाते हैं. घर जाके पेट में दर्द होती है. हाँ. और आप क्या करती हैं भाई दोनों? साथ लंच लाते हैं भाई. साथ लंच लाएं, ये कोई तरीका नहीं है. ठीक है ना? So Latif's mother handed him a sandwich. So what is he going to do? It is for his breakfast. So Latif ran out of the house and he took one bite of his sandwich as he ran. And he's running and he's running and he's, biting his sandwich along with it. Look at him. Here he goes. He's biting his sandwich and he's running along. So what is he going to do next? Can anybody tell me? What is he going to do next? He's, biting his sandwich and he's running to school. So what's going to do now? Take a look. ये गिरेगा? कुछ होगा? क्या होना चाहिए अब? इसे गिरना चाहिए? और क्या होना चाहिए? चोट लगनी चाहिए. ओह. और इसे खेलना चाहिए. स्कूल जाना ही नहीं चाहिए. लेट तो हो गया है. छोड़ो, आज खेलते हैं. जाते ही. He can do all these things. So what is he going to do? He is going to do something very interesting, A cat was sitting outside. And what did Latif do? He gave some of the sandwich to the cat. What a kind boy, Do you like cats? You do? Have you ever seen kittens? Kittens are so playful. This Sunday we had a kitten at our house and it simply came. जैसे मेहमान आते हैं ना, एकदम से बाहर आवाज आई, किच किच म्याओ म्याओ. My brother decided to go outside. उसने दरवाजा खोला and there was a little kitten saying, "May I come in?" Of course it said that in kitten language, which was meow meow meow. My brother said, "दरवाजा थोड़ी अंदर आ रही है." And my mother has an insane fear of kittens. My mother says, "Kitten!" And probably the kitten also says, "Who's your mother?" But I like mom. Kittens are nice and cuddly. But you cannot make my mother believe this. No, kittens are not allowed in her house. So we had to keep this kitten outside. And we had to keep her outside, and I went outside and I gave her a bit of milk. Kittens like milk. Did you know that? Can you think of any other thing kittens like? Chicken? Yeah, a little bit. Yes? Meat? A little bit.
Cat food.
Cat food, oh yes. Cat food is kitchen burger. जब अम्मी खाना पकाने के मूड में नहीं होती है कहती है बेटा बर्गर खा लो. तो जब किटन्स के लिए भी हम खाना बनाने के मूड में नहीं होते तो हम कहते हैं अच्छा बस कैट फूड खा लो, तंग मत करो. और जिस तरह बच्चे भी आहिस्ता आहिस्ता कहते हैं ना घर का खाना सेहत बनती है, बने, हम तो बर्गर खाएंगे, घर का खाना नहीं चाहिए. इस तरह किटन भी एक दिन कहती है कैट फूड यही चाहिए मुझे, क्योंकि उसको जो चस्का मिलता है प्रॉब्लली वो से सादा meat or chicken और दूध में नहीं मिलना शुरू हो जाता. So kittens are a lot like you people. Anyways, this kitten showed us some circus. And what it did was, it took its claws out and climbed up on a window. It was higher than my head. I looked up and there was the kitten. That high. फिर हमने किसी तरह उसे नीचे उतारा and finally she left. Otherwise my mother is, she was in the mood to give the whole house a telling to because there was a kitten. Anyways, but this boy is nice, The thief, he's going to give this kitten a sandwich. So what is the kitten going to do? The cat purred, and after purring, it ran after the thief. So it went like, yeah, and it decided that this man has given me a sandwich, and I'm going to run after him. Do you see, would you like it if a cat followed you everywhere? Sometimes you might like it. Would you like it if a butterfly followed you everywhere? Which animal would you choose to follow you everywhere? A butterfly? Any animal, a bird. Anything else? An animal that follows you everywhere.
I have a parrot.
You have a parrot? You want that parrot to follow you?
No, every time he follows.
He does follow you.
Like this.
Okay. So, किसी और की choice? A dog that follows you everywhere. And puppies that follow you everywhere. That's kind of sweet. Puppies are sweet. And alright, let's see what happened next. And on the way, Latif saw a duck. Can you see the duck? She was going to the pond and Latif threw some sandwich to the duck. Any idea what's going to happen now? Yes, the duck was happy. She flapped her arms and wings and ran after Latif. So now you can see how many people are following Latif right now. And who are they? A cat and a duck. And what happened next? There was a little puppy sitting by the roadside. Can you see the little puppy? And the thief threw some sandwich to the puppy. So the puppy also got some sandwich and the puppy was happy too and he just ran after the thief. So how does the cat go when it says something? The cat makes a sound like? Meow. And what does the duck go like? Can you do that? And what do you think the puppy did? Oh, that's lovely. So you know that dogs go like whoop whoop. But puppies don't do that. Puppies go like whoop whoop. Right? Ever heard puppies? That's what they do. So what's happening next now? Finally, the thief was at the school gate. And you can see he's there. And what's happening? The time was 8:15. He was supposed to be school at what time? 8 o'clock, and it's 8:15. So how much time has gone? 15 minutes. And he went in and he was late and the children were all in their classes. In the thief's class, the teacher was calling the roll call. Do your teachers call roll call? What do they say? They take your name, and how do you respond? Present? Don't you say yes, no, yes, yes, no? अच्छा जो नहीं होता वो वही absent कह देता है. So, when I was young, the fashion in those days was not to say absent or present. It was to say yes, no, 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 yes. If you were there, you said yes. And if you weren't there, somebody else said no. Alright. Some naughty kids also said no when they were there. And Nadir, present. Suleiman, present. The teacher called Latif's name. Latif. And from the chairs came out 4 voices. Present. Meow. Quack. Woof, woof. So you see, all of them followed him, and just you can see they're going to sit at this desk. They've become his best friends, and they're not leaving his side ever. And so ends our story. Okay. So should I read you another story? How many of you are ready for another story? Ready for another? Did you like this one that I just read, Latif is late? Come sit in the front. You can fill up the front chairs. The second story that I picked up for you is also full of animals. Thank you. Do you want to stay or do you want to go? Alright, should we start? Okay. It's a very, very interesting story. You know why I picked it out of all the stories? It has a monkey in it. But it's just not an ordinary monkey, it's a girl monkey. Now, I have read many stories in which the monkeys were boys. But this is the first time I came across a story in which the monkey was a girl. And I really like it. And you know, when I open the book pages, you will get to see what the monkey looks like. And I'm sure you're going to enjoy that. Do you want to come sit in the front? Okay. Okay. Now, the story's name is Minchin's Tree Home. And I'm going to show you the first page. And I want you to take a look at the first page and tell me at least one thing about it. Alright, take a look. There's a big monkey girl there who has lipstick. Right? Yes? Minchin? Oh yes, you're absolutely right. Good guess. It is Minchin's mum. The big monkey with the lipstick is Minchin's mum. Yes. And this little one over here is Minchin. What do you think Minchin is trying to say to her mum? I want to go in the woods. There, please let me. And what is the mother holding? What's this? A little baby monkey. Absolutely right. So, Minchin was a small girl monkey who lived in a tree house with Mama Chin, Papa Chin and the brother whose name was Inchin. So there was Minchin and there was Inchin. The Chin family's tree house was next to a stream at the edge of a large, thick forest. Minchin would often ask Mama Chin about going into the forest, and Mama Chin would firmly tell her, Minchin, you know you must not cross the stream to the forest. When you are older, we will show you the forest and teach you how to take care of yourself. Minchin would argue with her mother. I am big. I can take care of myself. I am so bored here. Nothing exciting ever happens to me. What's going to happen? Life in the Chin Tree home was boring for Minchin. She would have to help Mama Chin with the chores in the house, and little brother Inchin was no fun because he cried a lot. And just look at Minchin right now. There's a brother crying And look at her face. You like holding crying babies?
Not crying.
Yeah, we like babies, but not crying babies. Thank you. Crying babies, you go to your mama. Okay, so just look at the next one. Look how bored she's looking. What is she doing?
She's seeing the forest.
Oh yes, because she thinks the forest is fun. I should be out. So the forest across the stream had trees reaching to the sky, rainbow-colored flowers and strange birds from far-away lands. Minchin often thought about how exciting it would be to meet such birds and share stories of their adventures. You know, can you just imagine if a bird came to you and told you of the things she had seen in a forest? You know, the bird said things like, one day when I was flying across America, I saw. And then the bird tells you what it saw. Do you think you would find such stories interesting? Birds talking to you. If you were a bird, what would you tell people? Think about it. Would you say things like flying is boring? I fly all the time, it's no fun. Or you would say, flying is fun, I still like it even though I've done miles and miles and miles of flying by now. Okay, so what happened next? Minchin is bored and Minchin is thinking of talking to birds. So one day as Minchin was sitting by the stream, looking at the forest longingly, can I get there please? She saw a large fan of bright blue and green feathers dancing in the bushes. What was that beautiful creature? She wondered. Then suddenly she heard a cry of help from the dancing fan. So there goes the dancing fan. You see, if you look over here, you can spot the dancing fan. You see, this is what Minchin has seen from her tree house. And Minchin swam fast across the stream to find out the colorful fan belonged to a bright blue bird with a long neck. And oh, thank you so much for coming. I've hurt my foot, said the beautiful bird. You poor bird, let me get you the medicines my mama uses when I hurt myself. Minchin consoled the bird. So Minchin is going to get some medicines. Why is Minchin getting medicines? And the bird has heard what? The bird heard. But do you know what is heard? It has heard its foot. Okay. So Minchin was back with medicines and bandages for the bird. The bird was grateful. And the bird said, thank you. You are kind. What is your name? And Minchin said, I am Minchin. May I ask what you are? I have never seen anyone like you before. Minchin told the bird, pleased to meet you, Minchin. My name is Pippi and I am a peacock. I would like to be your friend. So now Minchin has finally a new friend. Minchin could not believe that such a beautiful creature wanted to be friends with a small monkey. Minchin brought food and medicines for Pippi every day. They became fast friends. Pippi would tell her stories of giant elephants and tall giraffes that lived near his home. Minchin would listen, wide-eyed, hoping that Pippi would take her to meet such wonderful creatures. When Pippi's foot was a little better, he took Minchin to see the forest. And he taught her the songs of different birds and the names of the flowers. Minchin would run to meet Pippi and often hide when Mama Chin would call her back. And when Mama Chin would scold Minchin for being late, Minchin would threaten to run away. Tired by her complaints, Mama Chin finally said, "You are right, Minchin. Maybe you are old enough to go alone into the forest and the world." Minchin ran to tell Pippi the good news. She sang on the way, "No more Mama Chin and toes, no more boring tree home, just adventures with Pippi." Now look at Minchin running away. Her mama says, "You can go, you're old enough." And Minchin is singing, "No more Mama Chin and toes, no more boring tree home, just adventures with Pippi." So what's going to happen? Do you think she's going to have an adventure? Do you think she's going to like that adventure? Okay. Minchin found Pippi flapping his wings and hopping, you know. Do you know what is hopping? Hop, hop, hop. "So I'm ready to go, finally," he said happily. "Perfect timing, Pippi. Mama said I can go wherever I want to," Minchin told him in excitement. Pippi looked confused. "But where would you want to go?" "Oh, wherever you go, I'll come along. I want to see the whole world out there," replied Minchin. Pippi's expression became firm. "Don't be silly, Minchin. I can't take you along. In fact, I was going to tell you that now my leg is better. I can go home, and it's time to say goodbye." Minchin looked at Pippi with disbelief. "But I thought you would take me along so we could have adventures together. We are friends. What will I do when you're gone?" "You will do what you did when I was not there. Now the sun is about to set, so I better rush. Thank you for all your help, Minchin." Minchin saw Pippi flap his powerful wings and jump to a tree and then to another. Soon he was gone. And Minchin saw the forest grow darker and golden. Shadows hid the bright flowers, and the birds had stopped singing. Minchin had never felt so lonely before. There was no one to speak with, no one to ask her if she was cold or hungry. She thought about Mama Chin tucking her in bed every night. It was Mama Chin who always comforted Minchin when she cried. Now, Minchin was crying, alone and very hungry. It was hard for Minchin to find her way back home, but she was determined to get there before it became too late. The glow from the Chin tree home greeted her as she crossed the stream. As she climbed up the tree home, she heard Mama Chin's soft voice, "My little Minchin, are you back?" Without saying a word, Minchin rushed to hug her. "I don't want to go anywhere. I want to be here at home with my family," Minchin told Mama Chin. "It's fine, my child. You will never be lost or alone if you can remember your way home. Now off to wash up, as it's time for bed." And this time, Minchin happily snuggled into her bed, grateful to be home. Now, what did you think? Which story did you like better? Minchin? Latif is late? Alright. Thank you for being such one.